Hello, Internet. Welcome to the very first edition of Eric's Corner, an asshole from the Internet with a word of the not-so-wise. First thing we're going to talk about, Miss Riley Gaines, and men and women's sports. Like, for some reason, that made sense at one time. And how are we going to stop this catastrophe? Well, don't worry, your buddy Eric is right here to tell you how to fix the problem. The very fact any trans athlete was ever allowed in women's sports the first time is absolutely befuddling, but Miss Gaines, ironic last name for an athlete, decided to protest and say, hey, this isn't right. Not only is he in my sport, he is in my locker room getting naked, which, by the way, is sexual assault, if you ask me, or at least sexual misconduct. So she took her protest off the pool deck, like everybody should, off the field, off the court, etc. Said, this is not right. He should not be in my locker room. And they just said, oh, well, we made it a unisex locker room. Like, oh, I guess it's so much better now. Well, so she is calling for trans athletes to no longer be allowed in their sport, which makes total sense. And I actually made a pilot of this very same issue just to see if I could actually talk in front of a camera. And since then, she has denied a $3 million endorsement from Nike. That is how you protest. That is how you stick to your guns. It didn't just sell out once there was a little money waved in front of her face. And actually, since then, also, she has been nominated for Woman of the Year. Well, I expect her to kind of kick that square in the nuts and not accept it either, because they also gave that to Bruce Jenner. Not a woman and didn't even transition for that full year. So she just said, no, I'm not going to save your woke brand, which is awfully contradictory because they went from supporting the victim, the social justice victim, Kaepernick, because they thought it would make them money because they don't give two shits about his protest, to supporting the actual victim of sexual misconduct. So they completely changed their tune, which, shocking as that may be, the corporations are chasing where they think the money is at. And this whole thing has just gotten to be such lunacy. I mean, Yura Selekanza, I'm totally Joe Bidening her name. I can't pronounce it, but she was nearly beat to death by a male athlete. Had to have multiple facial reconstructive surgeries. Like, why? There was a hockey player that got benched because he wouldn't wear the pride flag. I mean, what is with this group of people that is such a victim? Everybody else has to be oppressed to make things socially just to them. This is the most narcissistic movement imaginable. You guys are a bunch of sociopaths. Now, I don't have anything against any individual that's a part of this, which, by the way, the LGBTQ, LMPXYZ movement was hijacked by the trans community. And, I mean, again, if dysphoria, I wish you Godspeed in whatever you have to do to be right in your own skin, but my God, all of society can't just find a place for you. That's not society's job. You find a place in society. We can't all just bend over backwards for you. We might as well have the soccer players put on hockey skates and play against a basketball team, which actually could be pretty comical. But if you're faced with this, and the other team is cheating, they have a male on their team, it's cheating. So yield. Like Bo-Katan, when she was mad that Din Djarin got the Darksaber, he said, I yield, take it. And I said, well, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't just turn it over. Check the basketball in, toss it to the dude, let him go get his trophy for participating basket, and they just keep doing that. Make your sport unwatchable. Just yield. That is how you protest, because it directly has something to do with movements and the soccer players kneeling for the national anthem, which I would have had Riley Gaines back had she done something like that, but she's got a little bit more class in that, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, this whole movement has got to stop. We said, okay, fine, get married. Well, then we got to bake you a cake or ruin your business, or, well, let us into your locker rooms, which your friend Obama signed into law. If you identify as a woman, you can use the women's locker rooms. I hate the philosophy of how can you support this politician when they do this thing. But my God, how can any woman support Obama after he just literally let men into your space, into your daughter's spaces? And in high school, they said, okay, if you identify as a woman, you can use the women's law. So one boy is uncomfortable, so the whole woman student body, a class of sometimes thousands of girls, have to be made uncomfortable so this one guy feels right in his own place. That makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand how it's gone this far. And then, oh, well, you don't like that? Guess what? We're going to come read to your kids. I don't know what to tell you guys. I just, I've been as supportive as I can be to the gay community. And okay, cool. Get your tax break, get your car insurance discount for being married. But then the state has to recognize your legal marriage. Every church does not have to. And why these temper tantrums keep making global news is just beyond me. Not only is your cause vain and narcissistic, it is literally impeding the progress of all of mankind. Well, and that's about it I got on this subject. Thank you for listening if you've kept it on this far. Here on Eric's Corner, I plan on talking about a lot of things. That's why I'm looking over here. I've got pages of notes of of launch points. But what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about emissions, global warming, diesel trucks, World War II? Big interest of mine. I have more to say on this subject, but I'm going to keep my videos short and to the point to start with and see kind of if anybody's even interested in my opinion, but we will see what happens. You want to learn how to read a tape measure? Just tell me what you want to know. So thank you for joining me. I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching.